Right, guys, we are back with episode 18 of the Edge podcast, brought to you by Aftermarket Arbitrage. We've got our biggest guest on today, and it's going to be a banger of a pod, one we've wanted for ages, Mr. Tom Skinner.
How we doing, guys? Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year as well.
Happy New Year, yes. Hope everyone's having a banging 2023. Glad to have you on, mate. It's one we've wanted in the books for absolutely ages now.
Thanks for having us, and I admire what you guys do. You know what I mean? Like, you're flying aftermarket.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here.
And we started. I think it was like probably, was it 18 months ago now? We did our first thing together where we first started working together, and we've sort of done a lot since, and it's been a good partnership, hasn't it? And we're looking to crack on into 2023. Possibly get him doing Amazon FBA. We've had the talks this morning. We're taking him out in
We've had the talks for months, to be fair, but I'm gonna give it a go. No, I am.
Yeah, because it is literally like almost in a sense sort of what you've done. Like it's just buying and selling, and you know that like the back of your hand.
Yeah, I've bought and sold my whole life since I was a kid, and I would like to say I'm probably one of the best at it. You know what I mean? Exactly. And what you guys do, obviously I don't understand it as well as you, because obviously you've got a pro here, but it's all the chat. It's so easy to learn, and I am gonna give it a go.
Good man, and we're gonna document everything as well. So you're gonna see all Tom's success
on my Instagram. Watch it.
So guys,
I've got to do it now. No, I'm just
yeah. Hopefully we're not cutting that bit out. Let's take it back to the start, mate. For anyone that's obviously your story's been told a few times, but for anyone who sort of might not know. Where did everything begin for you? What was it like growing up? How did you get sort of this entrepreneur mindset?
Yeah. So I grew up in a place called Romford, which listen, it's a lovely place. Everyone from Romford's proper, you know what I mean? It's a good town, good people, good families. Like, it's just outside of London. You're literally next stop to go Stratford and Liverpool Street on a train. So like everyone there supports West Ham.
Yep.
Everyone likes a beer. There's a good market in everyone for market, and I started grafting when I was a kid. Really, my dad was always a ducker and diver and done well, and had a go at everything. And him and all his mates, they always used to have like their own things in different pies. And as a kid, I always used to see that around me. You know, they used to have nice motors and be down the pub on a Friday, going out for Indians and whatever. And that's just how it was. And from a young age, I always wanted to earn my own money. So my first ever job, I was 12 years old, I got a paper round around Romford. And I used to love doing a paper round. I used to get tips, used to work every day. And then I got a job in a barber shop on a Saturday sweeping up there. Again, I used to love that. I used to get tips and earn if you could meet people. And then as I got a little bit older again, I got a job setting up the market stalls in the market in the morning and taking them down in the evening. And those were all the things that I just loved doing. And I used to be a kid, used to get good money and meet good people. And everyone used to go, Tom, you're a proper little grafter. Like, and they used to go, I want to go and earn money, want to do well for myself. And I'd done that from a young age. And it was just something I always enjoyed doing. And even my mates used to go like, oh, what are you doing that for? What are you doing that? You think, well, I can go out and buy myself a brand new pair of trainers. You know what I mean? I'm 13 years old. Like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I always used to have the fresh pair of trainers, fresh little tracksuits, because I was out grafting as a kid. And it sort of like was built into you. I think a lot of people from Romford are like that as well, you know, like it's sort of everyone from Romford like is just done well and just come out the East End into Romford and as like their mums and dads and everyone's that good working class, want to work hard, want to do work for themselves, and they're the sort of people they are there, and that was me growing up, and that was how I was.
So that's you had like a strong work ethic instilled in you from a young age.
Of course, yeah.
Was that come from your dad?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was always a grafter. You know, he loved the beer and loved the work, and that's where I get it from. That's where I get it from.
I think as well, like every job that you were on about then, like all of it, like had a lot of interaction with the public, and like I think it's like basically like networking from day one, isn't it? You were building relationships with people, and you got respect from people from such a young age.
Look, if I can give anyone a bit of advice, you ain't making a customer, yeah. You're making a friend, because friends deal with friends, yeah? Let's be honest, right? If I'm selling this cup and I walk in and I'm rude to the geezer, he ain't going to bite off me. If the geezer walks in and he goes, oh, hello, Tom, how are you, mate? I got this cup, and I'm dear, he'll bite from me because he likes me. You know what I mean? That's how business is done. It ain't through getting customers, it's through gaining friends.
So going on to sort of school, how was that for you? Was you ever, was it positive?
I mean, I'm dyslexic, right? So anyone that knows me knows I'll get a parking ticket, I can't fill the format. It's embarrassing, right? You ask me to fill a form out online, I can't do it. Every time I do it, I have to ask my wife.
Yeah.
Go, she has to do it. Like, I cannot fill forms out. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Mental blank. I get a panic attack. Can't do them. Yeah. I was like that with school. I was cheeky at school. I wouldn't say I was naughty. I was cheeky at school. I was always one that was pushing them as hard as I could. Trying to get away with it and being naughty. But I weren't great at school. I was okay. I did enjoy it. I had good friends at school, but I did get expelled for being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you the story. So I had my paper round, right? I had my job in the barber shop. I had my job setting up the market stalls. And I remember my mate, his mum and dad used to give him $5 a day. And I used to go, my dad went, Dad, listen. I went, come, mate. I went, give us $5 a day, go and get a bagel at lunch, yeah? He went, shut up. I went, Dad, come on. I'm grafting my bollocks off here. I'm working on the market stalls. I'm doing paper rounds. I'm sweeping up people's sweaty hair on the floor. Give me a $5 a day. Stop being tight. And he went, no. He went, I'll find something for you. And I'm all right, sweet. So a week went past, and I must have been football training or rugby training or whatever I've been to. And I remember come back in the door, and my dad and his mate Uncle Alan were sitting in the front room, absolutely pissed out their heads. And there's a big old suitcase in the middle of the room, and he's gone, Tom, coming here. I've gone, all right, Dad. He's gone, I found something for you. I said, what's that? He said, open up that suitcase. And I've opened up this big old suitcase, and it is rammed to the brim full of pirate porno DVDs, like in them little plastic films. You can't get more in there, yeah? And he's gone, right, what do you want to do, mate? You're at that age, all your mates are wanking, basically. Yeah. He goes, you're at that age, right, where you want to sell them all your pals. So they're £3, you're doing £3 each, 2 for $5, and everyone you sell, you give me £1 back. Yeah. And I went, all right, lovely, I'll have a go with him. So I took the suitcase into my locker at school, put it in the locker, had a drawstring bag, filled up the bag with pornos, and away I went. Yeah. And everyone bought them, do you know what I mean? Everyone bought them. And after a couple of days, my drawstring bag had got a bit worn out, a few holes here and there. And I was in lunch, and I remember just leaning over going, Miss, I'll have the jam roly-poly. And as I remember leaning over, the bag just splits, and a sortium of pirate porno DVDs scatter across the lunch hall floor. And I was like, And his geography teacher that hated me to pieces, he went, Tom, what are those? I went, sir, don't be a numpty, they're pornos. You know what they are, you want one. Yeah. And I went straight to the headmaster's office, and went to the headmaster's office. My dad come down to school. We tried to say to the headmaster he was just trying to teach me how to buy and sell. The headmaster said, well, it's illegal, mate. Like, I've got to expel him. And that was my last day of school. So
how old was you there?
14, yeah. 14. Do you know what? I can't even remember if I was 14 or 15. I think I was 14.
Was it legal then to not be in education whatsoever?
I don't know. Who cares? It's a long time ago.
Yeah. So what did it look like after then? Were you straight into the markets?
Yeah, just went to work. I used to work a bit for my dad. I've done a bit of everything really, and then I started working in the markets, and I used to love working. I used to love buying and selling. I used to be good at buying and selling. In fact, I probably was I was good at everyone. I'll give Tommy a chance. He's a good kid. What you got? And I ring out everyone. What you got for sale? What can I get to work with? And I was on everyone. I was everywhere, driving up to places in Raynham, going up the A30. What, you got any stock you want to get rid of cheap? I'll buy it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was on absolutely everyone, and I'd always find a deal, and I'd go out and sell it. And whether I buy something £1, it was £2, I was good at it, and I loved doing it. Really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, sort of went on the markets from there and just started building my way up. Yeah.
So did you ever see a traditional 9 to 5 in front of you? Was that ever considered for you? No. Why do you think that was?
Mate, I don't know, really. I just never really wanted to have a job.
Yeah.
I just always thought, well, I want to have everything and I want to work my own hours. And I've always got up. Look, one thing I've always done is wake up at silly o'clock. I'm not a great sleeper, never have been my whole life.
Yeah.
And I wake up crack of dawn, 3-4 o'clock. I'll get in the cafe, and that's when I want to go work. I want to be done before people, you know what I mean? I want to be done work by 2-3 o'clock. Yeah. I don't want to work late. And I've never really had a proper job, really, to be honest with you. And I've always ducked and dived and grafted on my own.
Yeah, made it work. Because that's the whole purpose of the pod, is to sort of inspire people that there is more than a 9 to 5. And I think that you're a perfect example of someone that's made it work and made a success of themselves just from doing anything entrepreneurial to make it by. But yeah, so next topic, I'm sure a lot of people are interested. Life before The Apprentice, before you went onto the show, where was you at?
So before The Apprentice,
yep.
I was Charlie Big Potatoes, right? Yeah. If I earned £100, I'd spend 110, yeah? And I was bloody good at earning money, but I was even better at spending it. Yeah. Like I was always, if I'd been out in the piss all night, I'd still be at work first thing in the morning on the market stall, and I'd graft, and I'd earn good money, you know. I had a little round, I used to do a round doing selling pillars. I mean, traditional market stalls used to do. Look, and I weren't wealthy, but I had a good life. I was doing okay, but I was just a spunker. Like I was a serial spunker. Like I used to love. Like if I had a good day and earned $2,500, let's say, and I'd have smashed the life out of it in a day. Wow, fantastic Sunday market. I'd be up the West End in Little Italy buying bottles of pink champagne like an helmet. You know, that's just how I was. Like, and that's why I had to earn so much money to keep funding my silly lifestyle. Which is stupid when I look back at it, really, because I should have just saved it all up, but I didn't. And my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, Sinead. It was back in 2000, I think 17 or 18 when she filled the form out. She went to me, Tom, you got to do that Apprentice. And I went, oh shut up. I never even watched it really. You know what I mean? I knew what it was, but it weren't really a shape of me. And she went, Tom, and my wife loves it. She absolutely loves it. And she went, I watched it every year. You are better than every single person who's ever gone on there. I said, yeah, but I ain't going to want someone like me on there. Like, look at me past. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a bit of a checkered past. I've hold my hands up. You know what I mean? And she went, I've never met in my whole life, like the way you are, you can sell, you can do it. I went, oh, babe, shut up. They ain't going to have me on there. Stop talking nonsense. I went, plus you got to fill a form out. I can't do that. And she went, well, I'm going to fill it out. And she filled the form out for me and sent it off and thought nothing of it. A couple of days later, they replied and said, look, we read your form. She'd obviously wrote a load of nonsense. Like, would you come in for an audition? And I went in for an audition and it was great fun. And they give it to me. So I ended up going to The Apprentice and it was a brilliant thing. Probably the best thing I've ever done in my life. You know, I really enjoyed it. Like, it took me away from my family, my friends. I was in a house for I think nearly 7 or 8 weeks without no phone, no nothing, you know. Well, actually, when I come out the process, because you can tell me where you've been, my mates have thought I've been to jail. They was like, well, you've been in jail, bruv. Like, I was like, oh, shut up. Like, and I couldn't tell them where I've been. Do you know what I mean? So they were like, Tommy's been caught, and he and I come out and then you sort of have to wait. I think it's about 5 or 6 months before you go on a telly, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And I remember like the day or the week before it was going to come on the telly, I remember I ended up being front page of the Sun newspaper, and it said Sugar Baddie, Thomas Skinner, trying to be Lord Sugar's next business partner, is a former criminal. And I was like, oh, that's all I need. And I thought it's going to, and I did think it's going to ruin my life, you know. And I remember having this interview with Sun saying, look, I did do that when I was younger. Like, listen, with all my mistakes, but you know, I hold my hands up. Made mistakes when I was younger, but that's maybe the man I am today. And I thought I was going to be hated. I thought the whole country was going to watch it and think, like, who's this white boy from Romford who thinks he's the bollocks? Like, I just did. I just thought, we're finished. And the show went on, and at the time I had a little website selling pillars online as well. Listen, we probably sold 40 pillars a week. I can't remember. It was so long ago now. But it wasn't a lot. And the first show come on, and I remember like I had, I don't know, 30 followers on Instagram and probably like 10 on Twitter. Like, I just had Twitter to follow the West Ham followers on there, and I had Instagram like just to take pictures of me and my missus. Like, it was just, you know what I mean? And my mum was one of my followers. I didn't really have any. And I remember that night, I got caught saying Bosh, you know. And my followers just went up, and then all of a sudden people started buying pillars off my website. I thought, God, this is all right. And I thought, all right. And then people say, oh, we like that, Tommy, he's all right. And then the second show happened, and I remember we were selling the Isolees, we had to make it and sell it, and I sold all the, that's what I was good at. I was on the street selling the Isolees, and people were going, we geezer can sell. And then people started to like me on there, and then my following went up again, and more pillars started selling online. I thought, fucking hell, what's going on here? And then the third show, the fourth show, the fifth show. And I hadn't really been anywhere. I'd just sort of been keeping my head down, sending out pillars. I hadn't been out, apart from going to my local pub, and I hadn't been up London or anything like that, and just been cracking on. And then it come to the show that I got fired, which was one before the final 5, and episode number 9, task number 9 out of 10. And I got fired, and Lord Sugar went, if you was in the trenches, I'd want you by my side. I'd give me a lovely firing, and he didn't want to fire me, and I didn't. And
you've got a great relationship with him.
Yeah, he's a good man, and I got fired, and everyone's watching it on the telly, and hundreds of thousands of people were saying, like, gutted you went. It was honestly insane, absolutely insane. And the next day, I remember going to Lakeside to get a pair of trainers, and I couldn't physically walk through Lakeside without getting people swarming me for photos. Literally, I remember going on my Shopify account, which powered my pillar company. There was thousands of orders for pillars. Like, literally, I had to pull them my mates in. I was like, big lengths, the boys, get down the yard. We was stuffing pillars every hour that God gave us, just getting them out. It was insane.
Did you make them yourself? Like, did you have the raw materials?
We didn't at first. We was buying them. Then we started making them off the back of the show. And then that's when I realised, I went, bloody hell, I've got a proper business here. And, you know, we was doing thousands upon thousands of pillars every single week. And I thought, do you know what? I thought, that's it. I've cracked it on and become a multi-millionaire. It's all going to be easy. And I was getting asked to do TV shows left, right, and centre. I was on Good Morning Britain every other week. I was on Celebrity MasterChef. I'd done 8 out of 10 catch. And I thought, wow, I just went and moved myself to a house in Brentwood, me and Sinead. I thought, that's it. We are on fire. And then all of a sudden, bang, COVID. Oh, fucking hell. How's me luck? And the pillar company I work with, I think the owner actually passed away of the pillar company, and the dad passed away, and that shut down, that stopped. They couldn't do any pillars, and then was going through lockdown, and I thought, how's me luck? I was a king of the world a minute ago, and then all of a sudden everything stopped. I'm not in the bubbles, I can't do any more TV, and not in this, and then all of a sudden I thought, what can I do? And then there was, because it was long ago now, I can't remember how it happened, but I ended up started doing mattresses in my van with my mate Lanks. And we ended up being key workers, and we was delivering to a couple of old people's homes, and we started then all of a sudden Twitter started going mad, people trying to buy mattresses. We was delivering, honestly, me and him on our own, from 4 a.m. till 10 at night every single day. For weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and we honestly earned an absolute fortune.
Throughout COVID?
Throughout COVID. And that, I mean, look, like off the back of that, I bought myself a Bentley. Like,
how did that scale so quickly? Was it just because
of
social media following?
I think it's because every single shop was shut. People wanted the celebrity to turn up on their front door, maybe. I've called myself a celebrity, I suppose. and I had a product that was in Dreams and Benches for £2,000, and I was like 300 quid, you know, and I was just paying them out on Twitter, and that's how I ended up doing mattresses and beds. But honestly, like, that time through lockdown was unbelievable. Like, you never see nothing like it.
It was the same with us for our business. When lockdown absolutely boomed. And that's it. When lockdown crippled a lot of businesses, it also got gave a lot of businesses legs, didn't it? And allowed them to explode.
Well, that was just a different league of making money, and I was buying the big gold watches. You know, I bought Bentley. Like, I thought I was a nuts, really. And then I scaled up, and I bought Bosh Beds, which become an absolute monster of business. You know, at our peak, we was doing 130 grand's worth of sales a week. It was insane. You know,
that's absolutely ridiculous.
It's insane.
And was that the majority of that, was that like sort of end consumer, like being single, like people
buying 1 or 2 beds for their house?
Was it going to like hotels?
No, the main business was the people's houses.
Got it.
It was nationwide. Was manufacturing the gear ourselves. It was look, I was manufacturing. I was buying the materials, manufacturing, selling. I was everything. I was the old lion, and really, when I look back at it now, I grew far too quick, far too big, far too quick. And I always hold my hands up. I'm not the best business person in the world. I'm not. I'm the best salesperson in the world. I know that. I'm the best negotiator probably. But business person, there's loads better than me. I always make mistakes, and you know, I was doing all the big hotels. We had vans out. Like, when the diesel went there, we was doing £6,000 a week on diesel for delivery. It was the business was insane. And it was so good. And then I sold part of it off. And then, like, now where I am now, if I was to go back and look at it differently, I would. But now, obviously, I've stopped doing beds and mattresses.
And so, sort of, I think the sort of, like you just said there, the important thing to take away from that is it's just a lesson learned, isn't it? And it's something that you can reflect on and know that you're not going to do it again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look. I sold part of my firm.
Yep.
And shut bits down because it got to the part of my life where I weren't enjoying doing it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and then I let someone else. And then I made the mistake of letting someone else take it over.
Yep.
And like try and relaunch it, rebrand it, and do this, do that. And it was my baby, and then I wasn't involved in it anymore. And then it just sort of, I don't know. I just sort of. Lost interest, I suppose, because it weren't me anymore. You know what I mean? And then I wasn't there, and I was still promoting it with them and all this, and then now I've just sort of it got to like, I don't know, summer last year, I suppose, and then I just had enough. I just thought I'm working 7 days a week. I'm getting up. I'm not seeing my little boy. Like where the cost of living have gone up so high. So the electric costs have gone up. The manufacturing had doubled. The margin. I was doing all this work for not a lot of money because there was so many mouths to feed. You know, there was 14 staff, there was 3 warehouses, there was 5 vans on the road, there was 2 offices. You know, it got too much, and then so obviously I sold a bit of it off, I closed a bit of it down, and I just sort of walked away from it more or less. Do you know what I mean? And people go, "You're mad," because I got offered to sell that company for near £1 million about 6 months earlier, and I turned it down.
That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? But at the end of the day, mate, like you said,
I thought it was worth more.
Yeah.
Divvy you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was your baby though at the end of the day as well, isn't it? And it's always gonna be hard to let go of that business, isn't it?
Of course. But look, I mean, I have never, ever in my life given up anything, and I'm still gonna do the beds, and I'm still manufacturing the beds, and I'm still supplying to shops. I'm just not doing, because it was hard. I needed a better management. I needed a better team around me, basically. You know, I had a lot. I am a great believer of having your friends around you. But sometimes, like, and this is true, I've got my mates that have been with me day one, and they'll still be with me in 30, 40 years' time. But then I was having like sort of other people slip in, and everyone was, you know what I mean? What I think, if anyone's listening to this or watching this, bit of advice to give anyone is keep your circle tight. Don't get everyone involved. Keep it nice and tight. Keep it locked in, and work with people you can trust. And that's the biggest bit of advice I can give.
Did you find at all that you had any people like try and leech off you, or they were just piggybacking your success?
Mate, listen, I have lent. I could probably more than 10 friends, well over 10 grand. That I haven't heard from in months. You know, I've paid people's mortgages. I've bought them people motors. I've done. You know, I've been in jewelry shops with people, and they're going, "I told me it," and I've paid for it, and like, do you know what I mean? Yet I've done that because I don't know, really. Like, I've gone from doing all right for myself to doing very well for myself, and then sort of not really having good money management. Probably is the best way to say it. Do you know what I mean? If I'm honest.
Yeah, but I think it's like a good testament to your character, though. Like you wanted to see other people happy with that money. You're not hoarding it for yourself. You've tried to do good with it, and that's going to be something that's like if you believe in good karma, mate, you should be getting it back in boatloads.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So one thing that obviously you are, when I speak to all my friends, told them that you're coming on, everyone says you are the king of social media in the UK at the moment, and that is 100% true. Twitter, Instagram, you are all over it, all over my feed, and TikTok now as well. Also seen all your old clips resurface. I watched the coin flip negotiation with, was it Lottie?
On the Apprentice, yeah.
And in the boardroom where you took the rap and said like, "Bring me back in."
For Pamela.
Yeah. So I've watched.
Yeah, so,
you've been everywhere, but what's social media done for you?
Yeah, well, so I probably sold, I don't know the figures, but probably off of just Twitter alone, probably 10,000 mattresses in the past 18 months, just off of Twitter. And I've earned a lot of money through social media. And where I've obviously, I sort of got out of the bed firm and sort of thought, what am I going to do? Yeah. I remember laying on my bed with my wife, and she was like, you should start doing your social media again, Tom, because I didn't stop really doing it. Yeah. And I was like, I was up the city having meetings every day, like I weren't really. And she went, you should do it. She went, people like you because you're just a normal bloke who's done well with himself. You're relatable. And I went, really? She went, you are. Like she was like, I'm so proud of you. And I thought, fucking hell, that's nice of her to say. You know what I mean? So I thought, oh, I will. And I remember doing my first sort of little video, getting back. I remember walking around the local market, and I done a little video, and I got indoors. I went, what was that? That's great. Put it out. But it was going, that's lovely, supporting the local market, boom, boom, boom. And where I was sort of lost, not lost, I'd say, but like wasn't really sure what to do for my next sort of bit of work. I thought, well, I've always done the markets from a young kid, yeah? I know every single person that sells stock. Yeah. I still supply stock to so many people. Why don't I go and do a few myself? And this is around, so I grabbed my old pal and I said, come, let's go and crack a few markets. And we started doing it. Listen, I'm still going on the market, still taking 7-8 grand a day. Like, it was good. You know, markets are better now than what they was 10 years ago when I was doing them, believe it or not, because there's more people everywhere than what there was, and there's a cost of living crisis, so people need to go to the market stalls. Yeah. And I thought, I'm going to crack on with the markets. And then there's a cafe that I go to that I've been going to for years called Dino's Cafe, the best cafe in East London, right? And I've been going there every morning forever, even when, it's a great cafe. And it's in New Spitalfield Fruit and Veg Market. It's a night cafe, starts at midnight, shuts about sort of 9-10 in the morning. You can have whatever you want. And what I've always done with the boys is I've always gone there, like even during lockdown, me and Lanks used to go there before we done bed deliveries and have sausage casserole, whatever. Yeah. And we was in there a few months ago and we was about to do a market and I'm having steak pie and peas. It's 4:30 in the morning. We've got a Luton van outside ready to go working full of stock. And I've always done right, boys, today on the market, I want you to go and sell, I want you to go and pitch. And boom, and I've always done it. I've done it my whole life. Yeah. I've always had people work with me my whole life, And I've done it, my mate filmed it. He said, that was brilliant, that was. And we stuck it on Instagram. Yeah. And an hour later, my DMs were full, hundreds, mate, I need to do that today, thank you so much. And I thought, wow, this is actually helping people. People are actually, like, they're telling me, look, I've had a bad week and you're pushing me to go back to work. And I thought, wow, you know what? I'm going to do it every day. And every single day, I've done that video ever since. Yeah. And it, look, my I'm getting millions and millions of views. Like, it's crazy.
I remember you rang me about, and you was like, mate, you want to see my Twitter? Like, I've absolutely exploded.
110 million engagements.
That was in 30 days, wasn't it?
In 28 days. 110 million people
Jesus Christ.
had seen my videos in 28 days. And it was just me, just telling people to go, look, you can do it. You know, like listen, like everyone has down days, even I've had them. Yeah. And everyone just needs that little bit of push, little bit of kick. And if my videos just that one person watches that and thinks, do you know what, I'm going to get out of bed today. Yeah. Do you know what, I ain't going to give up. Listen, I've felt like giving up a million times. I ain't going to lie to you. Like, there's been times that I thought, what have I done?
That's a question that I've just been thinking about in my head, because everything we spoke about so far, you've had like ups, downs, but you seem to be extremely resilient. Where does that come from? Because you could have easily rolled over at any point and just be like, I'm done with this now. Like, but why will you not let that happen?
It won't happen. You will never get me, put me down.
But what do you think that is in your head?
I don't know. Look, like even my friends, like, there's things that I'll never say on camera that I've done in the past. Anyone who knows me knows that I will not go down. You have to shoot me to put me down. You will. Like, that I'm one of them people that just keep getting up. I always have been, and I feel like I've had to be that person for everyone around me. You know what I mean? Like I've always been the mate that's, no, we ring Tommy sort it out. You know what I mean? And I've always been that person, and I'll stand strong, and I've got to stand strong for my friends, for my family. But you will have to, literally, I promise you'd have to blow me up to stop me. I'm never giving up. No one's putting me down, and I promise you that. You need to come with a tank and a fucking army to stop me, because I ain't going nowhere.
So you're just saying then. So I picked up on something throughout the pod so far. You're just saying then, like, to your friends, like, you're the go-to guy. But you've mentioned like your missus a lot and what she's done for you and how she supported you. Like, what for you has been like the importance of having her by your side and supporting you?
She like my wife is like my best mate, but and we're very, very different. I love a pint of beer, I love going out. My wife's completely opposite. She like chilling out, watching a nice film, getting her nails done, getting makeup done. We're like, they say opposites attract, do you know what I mean? Like on one of our first ever dates many years ago, I knocked a geezer spark out in a restaurant, like, you know, like, but she was like, oh my God, I was like, are you rounding me up, babe? Like, we're so different. We're so different. Yet we get on so well. And the saying is, you've got to have a good woman behind you. I think that's true. You know what I mean?
True, 100%.
Mate, listen, she's been with me when I had not had a tenner You know what I mean? When I didn't have a tenner to put diesel in my van. You know what I mean? She's been with me when we were in Harrods and I'm spending 50 grand on a shopping. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's been with me the whole way, and she's the bollocks. She's the bollocks. So without my wife, I wouldn't be where I am now. 100%.
Yeah, it's incredible that, and I think, mate, you've got an absolute gem there. Supported. You've got the Apprentice.
Still gets on my tits though.
Yeah. So we've spoke about pretty much everything social media now. You've blew up, but the negatives of social media, you can get like the bad press and stuff. Have you had anything? You mentioned the stuff with the sun, but do you get any? Like, everyone, I guess, sort of deals with trolls.
Yeah, look.
What's your attitude on that?
Listen, I always get trolls. Like, look, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people see my posts and watch them every day. Like, and I always see it's the same one. Is like, look at that fat prick, or like, there's a cost of living crisis. You're in the cafe having breakfast. I think, well, like, where else am I going to get food at 4 in the morning? Well. I'm going to work, you know what I mean? Like, I'm buying the boys a bit of breakfast first before we go to work. That's what we're doing, you know what I mean? Or like, you always get it, but I like giving it back to them sometimes. I just think, like, because they wouldn't say it to me, they wouldn't sit there and say it to my face. It was in a pub. But let's be honest, I'm not, like, I don't want to sound like I'm a bit wrong in here, but if someone come to me and go, you fat prick, I'll go, whack, you know what I mean? Like, it's what, like, they ain't going to do it. They're sitting behind a computer for a reason. Not that I'm promoting violence or anything like that, but like
a lot of them as well, like, they just want the acknowledgement, don't they? We've seen it before where they'll call people out, and then as soon as they get a response, they'll message them saying, like, oh, like, I'm a fan of you, like, thanks for, like, getting back to me, as if, like, just what are you talking about? But,
look, you're always going to get trolls. You could go and give £100 million to charity, and build a hospital and build a school and end world hunger and start world peace, and still someone will troll you. So like it don't matter. Like, you're always going to get someone who's, listen, you're going to get jealous people. You know what I mean? You're going to get someone that you maybe had an argument with 10 years ago come back, and you're always going to get that. You just got to have thick skin. I got thick skin. I get called a fat ginger prick every single day with a red face. That's what I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm a fat ginger prick with a red face, but I got a few quid. What's that? I don't care what anyone says about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't.
So another question, and I think you've maybe teased to it, but in terms of future TV, is there one show in particular you want to do? Because I know there's one show I'd want to see you on. Yeah,
there's one show that everyone knows I'm going to talk about, but I can't say it because if I say it, I won't get it. So I'm not going to say it, but everyone knows what it is.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll be able to see it, like, find out what it is. But if you were on that, mate, that'd be blinding.
Mate, I'll do it. I'll get on there.
Yeah.
I think so.
Winning.
I hope so. Mate, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a lot more TV work this year. I've already got a lot more booked in. So I'm actually looking forward to this year. Is more family time, a little bit less stressing and working. Still going to do my markets, but I can relax a little bit this year. I can do more TV and just spend time with my family, and I can't wait to do it.
Do you feel like you burnt out with the shop, like you were working too hard and you?
No, I don't feel burnt out. I feel like I don't feel burnt out. I feel like sometimes I was so in work mode that I lost control of everything else around me, if you know what I mean.
Like, struggle to find the balance.
Yeah. I think this year is going to be less work. I'm still going to go to work every day, but I'm not going to be working 3 till midnight, 3 till 10, 7 days a week. I'll maybe do that 3 days a week, 4 days a week, spend time with my family. And, you know, I've got my little boy's growing up now, and this is probably going to be a bit of an exclusive here, because I got, my wife's pregnant with
yeah.
So,
congratulations, mate.
Yeah. No one knows. I actually got offered some money to put it in the newspaper the other day, and I didn't take it. So yeah,
congrats, mate.
Sweet, yeah. So I've said it now. So I've got to earn some money.
Yes.
So I'm going to be on Aftermarket Arbitrage.
Yes.
Earning some money to pay for prams and baby chairs and things like that.
And that's it, mate. It's like anything. Like, the people that come to us, you're easing the painful, like, pain points of life where you've got to make, like, expensive purchases. It could be that you've got a kid, you've got to do your garden up, kitchen up, you need to buy a car, pay insurance, whatever it is. Like, there's a side hustle in front of you that you can do, and it's something that if we give you all the tools, you've just got to be You've just got to employ them and do it.
Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say this now, yeah. Listen, anyone watching this now, I've known these boys, yeah, for 18 months now?
Yeah.
And they come down, and at the time, when they come and met me, I was absolutely flying. I had a little tiny office in Brentwood. Remember that little office?
Yeah, I came down here.
Right, and I've been out the night before. I was hanging out my arse, and they pulled up in a bright blue McLaren, right?
Yeah.
Bright blue McLaren with 3 PlayStation 5s in the bonnet.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on here, yeah? And then I started chatting to them, and I didn't understand. I didn't understand what it was at first. I didn't. I thought, what is this? And they said, can we do some work with you, this, that, the other? And I thought, no, they're up to no good, these two. They can't. This don't make no sense. No one can get a PlayStation. They've got a boot full of them, and they're barely 20 years old and got a bright blue McLaren. What is going? Like I thought. He's just serving up. Yeah, I did. I thought it. And then I looked at it. I looked at the business and I thought, wow. Wow, what a business. Honestly, what a business. I thought I'd love to get involved. And that's why I've worked for you ever since.
Yeah.
And to see what you boys have done, look, you've built something unbelievable. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. When I first started aftermarket, and I'll say this openly, for me, I was very money motivated. But then what we've seen people...
You're making people money,
exactly,
though.
And this is it. Like, we're like one of the only businesses that will exist to make other people money. Like, and then... like my business doesn't exist if everyone isn't making money off it. Simple, that's fact.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't pay to be with me.
Well, you're changing lives. You're giving people, because not everyone is like me and go out there and scream and shout and make money. Yeah. You're giving people from all walks of life the opportunity to make money, because all they need to do is have a computer.
Yes, that's it. Connection to the internet. That's all you need. And like, it's for me now, the main driver is continuing to do what we've done. I've watched us like pay for people's weddings, and like that is like such a special moment in someone's life. And to think you've been able to do that, and like we're going to be working with a charity that's helping people that aren't in work get back into work and earning an income. Like for me, if I can like leave this planet knowing that I've had a positive impact, that's like my main goal, and that's what I think. If you can sort of make money but help others whilst doing it, you're not going to go wrong. And it's something, that's something that like we've never really touched about on the pod, but I think it's important to get across. One of the things that you've pioneered and most famous for has been the Bosh brand. Like, I feel like there's the Bosh Army, and I feel like you were, well, as far as I'm aware, you were the first person I ever seen doing that on social media. Just opened Bosh Gym. How's all that going for you? And was this an accident in terms of Bosh? Like,
no, do you know, he's like, so I am the king of Bosh, I suppose. I actually sit there with the throne for the Bosh king. Like, I just started saying it on the Apprentice. I've said Bosh my whole life. It's just what everyone says. Bosh. and it got brought to light back in 2019 when it came out on the telly on the Apprentice, and then everyone started saying it. Everyone, like even my mate Johnny Fisher, the boxer, like him and his dad, literally don't stop saying it now. Everyone says it.
Big John joined our live the other day on Instagram.
Did it?
Yeah. Jumped in.
To say what? Bosh?
Just chatting.
And that's like, mate, literally, like, you can't see a TikTok now or a reel on Instagram or a tweet without it saying Bosh. Literally, I've made it sort of a bit of a household name. That's why I've named numerous businesses after. I mean, I'm just trying to do a deal now, like to bring out Bosh Lager. That would be a good thing we'd do, like Bosh beer. Obviously, I got Bosh Gym. Obviously, I did have Bosh Beds till I sold it and walked away from that. But Bosh Gym's good, because gyms are a funny one. Gyms are very, very hard to make money. Like, if you're making money out of gym, you must have a phenomenal gym. And I mean, my gym is it's a boxing gym, and it's a great gym. We've got the best equipment in there. It's only small, but it's great trainers, great people, great service, great equipment, great atmosphere. Everything's great. And I wanted my own gym to go and train in. That where if I want to go there, and like, that's mine, you know? And we got some fantastic sponsors on board that made it able to be done. We've done like free kids classes. We teamed up with the Bakers Wenzels to give away food in there. Like, we've done loads of little things, but it's more, like, I've always loved boxing. I've boxed, I've been in and out of boxing my whole life. I enjoy boxing, and even though you look at me, I look like a fat geezer, but I am quite fit, believe it or not. I've years of unloading them and loading up lorries and running about and doing what I have to do. I am fit.
I bet you've got some endurance.
I can keep going. Do you know what I mean? Ask me our woman.
I was just going to say that.
That's why she's pregnant. I got the gym and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm actually fighting in a month's time, I think, roughly. And listen, it'll be good fun. You know, have a little roll about, I suppose. Have a punch up.
Is that going on at your place, or are you?
No, we've hired out a big venue. I think it's about 1,000 tickets.
Nice.
It's just saying, raising a bit of money with the local charity, and listen, that's all it is. Just saying I want to do, and look, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really trained for it. Yeah. I haven't. It's hard when you're working and doing everything and having a go. But yeah, the gym's good. The gym's good fun. Bosh is just, it's just mad. Like, everyone says Bosh now, and I'm the king of Bosh.
Yeah. Good man. It's something that we all love. I get it off my mates all the time, and as soon as they found out I was working with you, I get it repeatedly to me, and everyone wants to meet you. There's a guy that lives in the penthouse opposite, and he was like, this was like a couple of weeks when we had the podcast scheduled, maybe a month ago, and he was like, if he's coming, please tell me. I need to meet him. Like, everyone is obsessed with Bosh. But yeah, so on the boxing, is this something that you'd want to sort of take a bit more seriously and do? Because we've seen loads of people from social media move to sort of doing this. Obviously, you've got your KSI.
Look, listen, it'd be I love the calf and the pint of beer to want to do it seriously. Yeah. Listen, maybe 5 or 6, probably 8 or 9 years ago, I had a good chance. Do you know what I mean? Very good chance. But not now. I enjoy it to keep fit. Yeah. I'm never going to change my diet. Let's be honest. I'll put on a good show and listen, I can fight, you know what I mean? But it's more the social side of it for me and keeping fit.
And I think that as well with the gym as well, it sounds like there's a huge focus on community and giving back, which I think it's only going to do you wonders in terms
of course. Listen, look, you know what I'm like. If I can help anyone, I will. Win anything, not just with the gym, but with everything I do. You know, that's why I put up motivational posts every day. If I can give business advice, I will. You know, even though I'm not the best business person in the world, but I've made so many mistakes. Why don't people learn from my mistakes? You know what I mean? It's just what I've got to do.
On that, what do you think is one of the biggest business mistakes that you've made? Because I remember you called me up and said Jack, something I've learned is don't try and scale too quickly. Yeah. Is that one of them? Yeah. I think probably don't run before you can walk. You know, I thought there's been times in business when I thought I'm the daddy, and I'm going, I'll buy 50 grand's worth of them and I'll have 100. You got to remember that you got there quickly, rein it in, slow it down, because it can go like that as well. So now I am, is walk slowly and learn it, build your foundation strong, you know, and always make sure that you got a backup plan, because what you find in business is you sort of plan to spend, you have a budget of, let's say, 10 grand, it's never that 10 grand, it's always 15, 20. That's how business is. You have so many unexpected costs. So always prepare yourself for unexpected costs, and always, if you are scaling up, take your time and do it slowly. Don't smash into it and take over. Yeah. I think that's great advice. And another one, obviously with the aim of the podcast, key question, I think, we will have a lot of people who are younger, probably university students, chipping in. But I feel as we see, the education system in the UK, it's just like a big funnel. It's pushing everyone down into just going into that 9 to 5. And I think a lot of people now, especially after COVID, with people making money outside of the 9 to 5 and sort of turning to alternative methods of making money, sort of realise that there's more to life, but maybe they don't know where to turn. What do you, from your experience, if people feel like a 9 to 5 is not for them, what would you... how would you inspire them to actually give it a go?
I think, look, some people want to do a 9 to 5 and enjoy that bit of stability, But there is so many people out there, like me, I'm one of them, that think outside the box. You know, you haven't got to do a 9 to 5. Yeah. And I think if you want to do it and you feel like you can do it, go and give it a go. Yeah. Look, if you want to go and sell toothbrushes, go and do it. Yeah. Until you get knocked back 1,000 million times and it really, really don't work, then you can go back to the 9 to 5. But you will have the biggest regret when you're going into something and you think, I wish I'd done that when I was young enough. I wish I had a go at that. Or even if you're in the older age now and you want to go and give it a go, listen, everything you ever dreamt of is the other side of fear. I promise you that. Yeah. Everything you ever dreamt of is the other side of fear. You just got to push yourself a little bit, get outside your boundaries, and really, you will be so surprised at what you can achieve. I am, like there's things that I've achieved that you asked me 10 years ago, I'd gone, shut up, I wouldn't be doing that. I've done them, you know what I mean? I've sat in the boardrooms with huge CEOs, of multi-million pound firms, and they're asking me questions. You know what I mean?
And you've sat in front of billionaire Lord Sugar.
Yeah, listen, Lord Sugar's me pal, got him on WhatsApp. We send each other memes.
So it's just like, even for me, this is where I can relate to this a lot, because it took me around about 6 months to actually pull the trigger to start aftermarket, and I didn't know that would change my life. But it's literally just finding that courage one day to register on company's house, and I didn't tell anyone. Just registered on company's house, and then my mum and dad, because I was living at home at the time, got like letters through the door, and they were like, what the bloody hell's this? Like, what's aftermarket arbitrage? I was like, it's just something I'm working on. But once I'd started it, mate, and made that first step, everything else became easy. And it's learning as you go as well, isn't it? You don't have to know everything on day one.
Be like a sponge and absorb everything.
Yep.
Yeah, if you can literally, like, you learn so much stuff by doing it on the street. What you learn at school, what you learn at the job, ain't what you're going to learn in the real world on the floor when you're grafting. When your back's up against the wall and you need to find a way to do something, that's when you're learning, that's when you absorb.
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
Work under pressure. You've got no choice, is it? And that's it. Pressure can be great.
Work under pressure, make friends, build relationships. That's all you got to do well. Trust me.
Yeah. Network has been a huge, and I guess if you've, did you learn a lot from your dad's network when you were growing up? Did you take a lot of inspiration?
I did. I mean, of course, I learned. I've always learned, but I have found as I've got older, not everyone's going to like you as well.
Yep.
Not everyone's going to like you. This is what I've only learned recently. I'd have people in business that I've never even met before. Don't even know them, never dealt with them. And they go, he's done this. I've never done it. They just make it up because I don't like you. Yeah. That's what I've finally come to terms with now, is people who don't like you, maybe because they're jealous, maybe because they just don't like you, for the colour of your hair or whatever. Yeah? They're never going to be your friend, and they're never going to help you. And they're probably going to talk bad about you and dig you out and lie about you to everyone, yeah? But then you're going to find people that like you. And when you find people that like you, make them love you. Because when they love you, they'll always work with you. You know what I mean? Not everyone's going to like you, but the ones that do like you, make them love you. And that's who you get to work with.
And that's what's going to see you well, isn't it? Because once you've got those people in your corner supporting you, you've got that strong support network around you. That's something that I believe for sure. This is big moment for me, big moment for aftermarket, and I can't thank Tom enough for coming on. It means so much to me, and that, I never thought I would be sat here with the guy I watched on The Apprentice and looked up to, but you can literally make it happen. You just have to start, and you never know where you're going to end up. So literally just make a change today, do something different, and every day make a small little tweak, and then before you know it, you'll be a completely different lifestyle, different person. But thanks for coming on, mate. It means a lot to me.
Thank you, mate. I've enjoyed it.
Good. And what sort of, leaving this, what's next, mate?
Well, I'm going to go and learn how to do aftermarket arbitrage now. Yeah. I'm actually going to generally, me and my wife, we're going to set up an account and we're going to give it a go. So, and I'll make sure, because I love what you guys have done, that I'll stick a few posts up for all your followers who are watching this, can see that even I can do it too, and I'm dyslexic. We'll go and give it a go.
Yeah. And we'll get you to a point, mate, where it's manageable, extra few grand of profit a month. Everyone needs that money right now.
Brilliant.
But we're going to go out today, guys. We're going to go do some filming, showing Tom exactly how it works.
Well, we're going to go to the cafe first because I'm starving.
So make sure you tune into that, guys, and it will be on this YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe, drop us a like, comment, let us know what you thought. But thanks for having you on, mate. And
thanks for having us.
We'll close this one off. Cheers, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Bosh.